Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Hope that you guys are doing well, having a good day out there, wherever you may be. Today, we're going to listen to a little bit from Echolyn. It's been a long time, actually, since we've listened to them. Kind of funnily enough, along with the title of the track, we're listening to the track, How Long I Have Waited. This is coming off of their album, As the World what? What does the world do? Many things, actually, which was released in 1995. We're listening to this track because this was suggested. This was sponsored by Matt. Matt, thank you so much for the recommendation. Thank you for the support as well. Like I said, it's been a while since we had listened to the band. Can I tell you, there was a song from the band, and I think it's the name of the album as well, that I had in my like to get to list a long time ago. I think it was May, because it has like a really long song on there. Yeah, it's like a whole almost an hour long track. I had that on my list a long time ago, and honestly, I've just forgotten about it. But now that I'm looking at the band again, I'm remembering. Anyways, let's go ahead and listen to the song. We'll, of course, discuss it a little bit after. Here we go. That sounds good. I like that.
Another person opens up inside. A drive that's instinct to act more than think. Nothing more than a place to hide.
That's a great solo. That was really cool. I think that was like a cool and clean modern prog track. When did the album come out? When did I say? 1995? Sounds like modern, like today to me. I think the production on it is very strong. Of course, the music on it is strong as well. Okay, let me use people's names as I speak. Lead vocalist. Who's my lead vocalist? Ray Weston. Okay, Ray has a clean, pleasant to listen to voice. It just sings and soars. You can tell that, like, and you know, he can kind of go in different directions according to what the music and the song needs. And I like how he properly answers that call for the direction of the music. He just sounds really good with what he sings, and especially with the rest of the band providing those backup harmonies, because they really do have this nice kind of near dreamy, ethereal nature to their vocals. Not quite in like a, I don't mean like so far as like a Cocktail Twins or something like that, but there is a nice kind of dreaminess to the way that they approach their sound vocally, and the way that they back him up just sounds like the clouds upon which an angel stands upon and sings from there. And I like how in the chorus on the last note, like they push it up a little bit more, so it almost gives it that barbershop quartet a cappella kind of sound. And not that the way that any of them are singing are anywhere near that style. It's just that professionalness, that clear and conciseness in their vocals and the way they layer them really hits that similar mark, which is really fantastic. Brett Cole on the guitars here as well, and he's also providing lead and backing vocals. Actually, I don't know who's lead vocalist. It could be either of them because they're both credited with lead. I really like his guitar playing. So that main riff, the ba-da, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, it almost has a Morse code kind of sound. And there's almost a near kind of like new jazz kind of style to it, as well as it flows into the later melodies and such, which are really cool. And a huge standout from the band are the keyboards. That's going to be Christopher Busby handling that. And I love the sound of the keys and the synths with which he chooses to put into this track. Because I know I said the word before, but they're very just clean to listen to. And they have this kind of soothing, calm kind of effect in the music. Like, let me pull it back up here really quick. I can't pull it back up. So I closed it like completely. Hold on. Give me a second. I'll get it back up here. But like, it just sounds really cool how that's all performed. I'm pulling it up here now. Okay. Like here in the beginning especially. And like these almost Morse code-esque, like when they would tap out the Morse code. It almost sounds like that when they're playing that. But here, that little glassy synth that comes through, I like that a lot. And it almost has a flute-like sound, right? And it kind of reminds me like of old Sega Genesis soundtracks when sometimes that fluty synth would come through. It kind of hits a similar note to me, and maybe that's why I like it, especially those. Bass is also, I didn't even mention the bass. The bass has been really great. That's going to be Tom Hyatt on the bass, and it has a nice thick bounciness to it. Let's get into these sections. Great piano once again, right? That's where I'm feeling a lot of lightness here, and as it shifts from here further. This jam is nice further. Great little solo. You can see that melody. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. The bass hits with that, providing almost this like funky hit on top of that groove is really sensational before it brings it back down. And the way that the keys, and I would say even the drumming, the way that it plays around the verse and the way that he's singing, it almost adds this sort of luxurious coating to the music as it's being performed. It just has to me, it has a very modern sound. This was 1995, but it sounds like it could have easily, in my opinion, been this year that this track could have came out. Let's go ahead and look at the lyrics. Whoop. One angry gesture provoked by hate, one friendly favor considered too great, one gracious smile looked upon as fake. Have I become too jaded? He can't quite trust the things around him. Perhaps I would assume he's the one giving the angry gesture, and then, a friendly favor, he says it's too much. Like, am I too jaded? Too many critics to fame and to face. Two can't accomplish what one can replace or will replace. To be idealistic, you're always saving face. Another ego deflated. Like, why have two people on the job if you don't have one do it? Like, remember that scene in Mulan when he says how many people does it take to deliver a message, and the guy takes the arrow and he says 1. When I was a kid, that scene scared me. To whom do I owe favors, and to what do I belong? On which fine line must I balance to remain headstrong? How do I balance these two worlds, these two sides? My 3D glasses helped images soar. My 3-point baskets helped even the score. That's a good line. 3 tries for perfect, I'm left with no more. How quickly life becomes outdated. I like how he even says 3 tries for perfect. This is the third verse, like this is the third try. The alter ego, the place where we go. Another person opens up inside, drives that instinct to act more than think. Nothing more than a place to hide. For years I've wondered how hard should I try. Now 4 years later, I think I know why. Fortune smiles on those who never say die. How long have I waited? So he was questioning all this. He had all this conflict in him, as he says, 3 years, right? 3 years, 3 tries. There's a lot of threes in here. And then the song title, How Long Have I Waited? Well, 4 years is when he kind of figures it out. He has this little bit of a mental peak, and he understands things a little bit more. And so how long have I waited? Sometimes you just need to wait a little bit longer. You never know quite when it'll come to you, but it'll come to you at some point. Let me know what you guys thought, of course, of the track in the comments down below. Thank you so much, Matt, for the recommendation and for the support. I appreciate that. Hope that you guys enjoy the rest of your day. Please swing on back by again tomorrow, and I will see you all then. Bye, guys.